hello, hello, and hello again. Let me take a sip. As you notice today, there is no song of the week, but let me take a sip. Every time, it happens to me every single time. Now, it was adjusted right now. This was a good adjustment. It was adjusted right. All right. Cannot wait until I get me a production team. But I'm going to continue doing my show the best way I know how. Okay, part two. Because this is happening all the time. Me having to adjust for the camera for you all. Okay, take two. Peace and blessings and happy sensational soul Sunday, my spectacular humans. Let me take a sip first because I was in the process of wanting to take a sip until I had to adjust the camera. So let me take me a sip real quick. And no, this is not alcohol. This is purified drinking water. You know, people love to watch episodes and movies and television shows just to see what y'all drinking. And what you drinking on? I'm not drinking on nothing I have no business drinking on. I am sipping water and minding my business. But peace and blessings to everyone out there in YouTube land. I really love you all for sticking in there with me. I promise you all I'm going to have better lighting for the next episode because this ain't it. But can you see me? If you are watching this episode and you can see me, I know it's a little dark, but lighting will be worked on by the next episode. Peace and blessings, my spectacular humans, and welcome to another installment of Your Mental Health Matters, Staying Mentally Aware, where here we discuss mental health on a whole new level. It is not always going to be the clinical jargon. It will not always be the medical terminology that you hear in hospitals and clinics that's going to go over your head, but we are going to discuss mental health on a whole new level. When we say mental health, we're not just going to discuss the things that certain people want to discuss. When we talk mental health, we're talking all feelings, all emotions, everything from finances to the political climate to people losing their pets. Mental health and mental situations happen in everybody's lives. So again, I welcome you to another installment of Your Mental Health Matters, Staying Mentally Aware. This is season 2. This is episode 13, meaning episode 13. I had all that to say before I gave my introduction. Now, I know better than that. But it has been a while. Every time I take a hiatus from the show and I come back after 2 or 3 weeks, it's always something that's happened. Always. And it's always something that can lead to a great discussion here on a mental health broadcast. So, hi. I am still your very educated, beautifully melanated, and also animated host by the name of DeAndre Morris Jr. I am still him, and he is still me. I am still here. I am still queer, yes. And I want you all to get used to it. But on a serious note, I really do miss you all. I do miss sitting and being able to interact with my YouTube community, everybody who chimes in, everybody who shares an episode in their social circles. I appreciate you. So many emails have been pouring in to me about this show. When I take a break, I'm getting messages. When I'm on air and I get off air, it's somebody that's always writing me saying, "Oh, DeAndre, you've done a great job. No, I'm not gaslighting myself. This is the real deal, Holyfield. People actually want this." And as I've expressed in previous episodes this year, 2024 and I'm sorry for my language, but it's the best language I can use to describe 2024. It has been a shit year for me. Like a very shitty, very challenging year. Excuse my language again. Because this has not been the best. This has not been a year of reflection. This has not been a year of success for me, really. But I can say that this is a year of gratitude because now we're here on the 12th month, the first day of the 12th month of the year, and I'm still here. I celebrated my 40th birthday back in October. Here it is, month number 12 of 2024. We're getting ready to go into 2025. We'll talk about that later on in the episode. But I'm happy. Yes, it is December 1st, 2024, the year of our Lord 2024, and I'm still here. So I really can't be upset at that, even though there have been some things that have been tinkering at my mental, and I'm not really appreciating what's been going on. But I really don't want to get off on a tangent because this is a special episode. So let me move on and continue by reminding everyone as I take a swig. I do my best to drink my water, not only in private, but on camera as well. As you've noticed on several episodes, I do drink water. I do hydrate my innards and my outwards with. Meanwhile, let me get that action back going again. Yes, America's Next Top Model. Who? Let me continue and stay on topic because I love me. Speaking of emails, speaking of being able to connect with me, I want you all to be able to connect with me. It's one thing to be able to watch my episodes and not be subscribed to my channel, and it's another to be subscribed and like on my channel. Please take the time, if not now, after this episode, to like and subscribe to my channel. That is at PHOCALPOINT numeral 2. Again, that is at Focal Point 2 on YouTube, or you could just type in my name, DeAndre Morris Jr., and I should be able to pop up. This picture should pop up, as well as the banner that says Your Mental Health Matters. You found the right place. You can also connect with me like most people have been over the last few weeks, which I'm really, really appreciating the outpouring of love on my email. But the email is YMHMSMA. I had to think about that for a minute. YMHMSMA@gmail.com. That stands for Your Mental Health Matters, Staying Mentally Aware. If you can remember that, you can remember that acronym. Again, it is YMHMSMA@gmail.com. As I remind you every week, and I'm going to say it time and time again, no hate mail, no derogatory messages, no negative energy in my email account. I already have it. Kudos to AI. I use them for certain things. I don't use them for everything. Like I've expressed to you all how I felt publicly about AI, and I'm really not a fan, but I see that AI is starting to rule the world, and that's going to be an episode later on in 2025. And we're going to talk about AI and your mental health because I have a lot to say about it. But one advantage that I have utilized AI for my business email, my Your Mental Health Matters account, I've been able to comb through negative words that I know people will use and filter those emails out. If I see, it's kind of like the resume system. Your resume has to have certain wording and certain phrases on it when they scan through a scanner at certain companies. Otherwise, if those words are missed, your resume is tossed. Now, I don't know if anybody watching this episode actually knew that information, but that's the truth. And they're still doing it in 2024. Actually, this year it's gotten worse with resumes. Even though it's a lot of remote working, and see, I'm getting off on a tangent, but these are things that I want to make you all mentally aware about. If I know it, I'm not a gatekeeper. That's one thing I cannot be, is a gatekeeper. If I know some information, which is why I was a program director for many years, I've been an intervention specialist for many years, I was a medical case manager for many years, I have no problem helping my community. If there is some important information that I need to share on this episode or any future episode, or there's any information that I need to give my audience, I'm going to make sure I'm not a gatekeeper with that information. But for those of you who are watching this episode and actually know me, you all know that I'm not a gatekeeper. I don't fall into that trope. If there's information you need to know, you need to know it. But yes, it actually started years ago, but this year it's gotten worse because people are just very lazy with their resumes. They're very lazy with their cover letters. So they've activated that system again. If they find words or phrases that don't match the criteria or the terminology that they're using on the company, your resume goes to the trash. So I want to make sure that, and it's gotten worse, and I say all that because I wanted to say that it's gotten worse because of AI. AI has really did a number. Is this a, let me see. Okay, making sure. Y'all better not be, this technology, I'm telling y'all, I'm going to have to do another, I have a lot of episodes and a lot of things that I want to talk about, because when I don't sit in front of you every week, I have more time to sit and observe and absorb the world. This technology thing is really, I know I'm sitting here acting like an old man, but I'll be an old ass man, because this technology is not what it used to be when I started learning computers in elementary school. Like, but we're here. We're connected. We're here. Me and you will never part. But yes, I want to remind everybody, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please be sure to send your emails to ymhmsma@gmail.com. I do read them. I don't read or tolerate hate mail. I have set up a system to where hate mail is deleted out of my inbox, because you got to also understand the title of this show is Your Mental Health Matters. Not only does your mental health matters, but mine does too. So yes, I sit here a very proud and educated mental health counselor, or a life coach, if you want to call me that, because I do both. I sit here and I make people mentally aware, make my audience mentally aware of the people, places, and things that you need to be mentally aware of. So, life coach, mental health counselor, a guru, an evangelist, you could call me whatever you want, but just don't call me nothing negative. Because right now, everybody's headspace is not the best to be playing with negative connotations and calling people out of their names. So I protect my peace by any means necessary by doing just that. I delete all negative emails. Anybody who needs help on filtering out negative emails, I know some people's email accounts are used for everything, so you can't filter out nothing, but because ymhmsma@gmail.com is used for this, I can filter out whatever I want. Talk to me on my phone. FaceTime me. Send an email to my other account. But when it comes to Your Mental Health Matters, I want to keep it exactly that. And I still want to be able to protect my peace by any means necessary. So please, spare me the negative emails. Spare me the negative messages. I'm not reading it. I'm not for it. Do not spare me the details on what you feel I should do different with my show. I've been doing this long enough and I've been talking to enough people to know what to do and how to do it on the U of the tube. But I love you for trying, though. When we getting ready to get into my favorite segment. But I always get to talking about my wellness and my wellness check. Like when we do wellness checks, I start the episode with my wellness check. I don't even wait until the segment, but I need to start waiting until the segment, the wellness check segment. We are here, wellness check segment. Let me know how you're feeling in the comment section below. Are you feeling really good? Correspond with the heart. Are you feeling anxious? Are you having a really rough time? Do you need to reach out for support or do you not know how to feel? Let me know in the comment section below. And since we are on the mental health, the mental wellness segment, I had to take a breath in and a breath out. I had to breathe in, breathe out, because it's a lot that I want to say right now, but I need to make sure that even though these episodes are not set for children, I need to make sure that if children were to find my episodes, that they won't be flabbergasted by what they hear. So I really do, with certain wellness checks, I need to bridle myself, like bridle my tongue. Like I need to really, because you have not seen me in almost 3 weeks. Because the last episode was, well, actually it was 3 weeks ago, because the last episode was November 8th. Today is December 1st. So it was almost a month ago that you haven't seen me. But within the month of November, a lot has really taken place that has really, quote unquote, yucked my yum. Like I really have not been feeling good about a lot of things that I've been experiencing the last month. And I think the episode on November 8th was like this too, because I was away for about 3 weeks and came back on November 8th. This time I've been away for a month and I'm coming back on December 1st. Every time, and I've said this, every time I take a step back from the show and I'm absorbing the world, it's always something new that pops up that kind of grinds my gears without saying those words. Let me clean my glasses real quick. Yes, you heard that. I know you heard that loud and clear. But yes, so without giving too much detail, November 8th was my last episode. Yes, it's been a month since you've seen me. I did take a late birthday vacation and went to an undisclosed location. Yes, I said what I said. Because right now in 2024, it's a lot of this. And just like I said a second ago, I got to watch what I say on my episodes, because them clips, bits and pieces and clips and little video bits of my episodes will become memes out there. So I really got to watch what I say. But yes, I went on vacation in an undisclosed location. I had to cut it short because, well, not too short, because the time I spent away, it was, yeah. Yes. Kudos to that undisclosed location for giving me the late belated birthday trip that I needed. But then I got back to Minneapolis and was sick as a dog. I kind of still feel this way. Like I got sick for over well, I was bedridden for about a week, but then got up and was able to move around and eat whole meals by the weekend and was able to eat Thanksgiving food. This was the week before Thanksgiving. This wasn't during Thanksgiving. I meant to take a whole long vacation, but like I said, it had to be cut short because of my sickness. Like I wasn't feeling too well. So I'm like, ain't this something? And I woke up and it felt like it was a cinder block laying on my chest. Like I'm being very serious right now. And like I said, I'm kind of still feeling it up in here. I'm still trying to like get everything out without being gross on the episode. Trying to get everything out, trying to flush my body out of all of these toxins so I could feel better. So I'm still on the road to recovery. I feel better than what I did last week though. So thank you to my grandmother and mother and all of the people that surround my life with home remedies, because those home remedies came in handy in addition to the medicine that I already had picked up before it got cold. But yeah, I was in here medicating myself and eating soup and drinking ginger ale. I'm like, oh my God. Then shortly after that, before Thanksgiving, I get a phone call from my sister telling me that my brother was rushed to the hospital. He was found unresponsive in a car. And I'm like, when will 2024 be over? That's question number one. And question number two, will 2025 be a repeat of this bullshit ass year? Excuse my language. Because that's the best language I can use to describe 2024 right now. I'm like, now my brother was rushed to the hospital days before Thanksgiving. I pray that he's okay. I pray nothing happens to him on the holiday. Like, my brain was just doing circles, you know. And then I come back today for a very special episode. You will soon find that out. You've read my hoodie, so you probably have already figured out what today is. And I'm like, can the year be over? Like, if I get one more I'm like Eveline over here from The Wiz. Please don't bring me no bad news for the rest of the year. I already know 2025 is going to be what it is. But 2024, we only got 24 more days until Christmas. We almost at the end of the year. Like, y'all, please. You know, that's why I said at the top of the episode, your mental health matters, but mine does as well. Because mentally, I'm drained at this whole damn year. This whole year has been one clusterfuck of a year. And I'm like, come on, wrap this on up. We on month number 12 of 2024. Let's wrap this on up. I mean, I know Christmas hasn't came yet, which Christmas is one of my favorite holidays. But can we wrap this year on up? Because oh my goodness. This has been a year. From me being deathly sick, to my brother being rushed to the hospital, to my Thanksgiving being quite peaceful. I did spend it with friends, but the month that I spent away from you all, I've absorbed the world and I saw things and I'm seeing how people are acting. And I want to combine my self-care management segment, you know, my problem and solution segment. I want to combine that with my wellness check segment because I believe that both of them intertwine. And I really don't want to get on a tangent for real and I lose track of the real purpose, the topic of today. But I do need to say this. Because I need to wet my whistle for this one. Don't think I don't have another one over here. I do have another bottle of water over here now. I had to get silent real quick because I had to wet my whistle. And I got to, again, realizing that I'm live on the YouTube, the U of the tube. I got to watch what I say when I'm getting ready to say it because it's going to be political. And I promised you all on the last episode that that will be it. No more political talk after November. But I have to say this because it's going to segue into my topic this week. I'm really getting fed up with people justifying their mood and their behavior because of the political climate. Let me repeat that again. I'm going to take my glasses off for that one because I don't really need my glasses. But I am following my notes over here. I'm still on topic. I'm going to say that one more time. Because I know I've said this before during the Harris Walls campaign when I was working for them and all that. But I want to say this because we're getting ready to step into a new year. And I'm really, really dead ass serious about this. I'm getting fed up with people justifying their mood based on the political climate. Now take that for what you will, because we already know who has won president-elect. We already know the administration and the cabinet that's being formed. I'm just getting fed up with people that I knew acted a certain way last year, and then this year, you're letting the political climate justify your mood. And I say all that because of the treatment, the recent treatment I've been seeing within the LGBTQ communities across the country. The administration has not been sworn in yet, and people are already geared up to write the LGBTQ community off. Again, and I know I've said this several times, I just want you to grasp the words that are coming out of my mouth in my Chris Tucker voice. I'm really getting fed up with people justifying their mood based on the political climate. So because your president, we know what your president is trying to do with the LGBTQ agenda. That does not mean all the allyship and all the support that you've been giving LGBTQ people all these years. You're getting ready to turn a blind eye on our community because of the political climate, the political shift. I'm fed up with it. Now, it's bad enough that the black community and black culture is met with the scrutiny that they're met with. But now we're talking about smaller marginalized groups like LGBTQ people, like HIV positive people, like people who are living with cancer, certain different marginalized, the Hmong community, certain different marginalized groups are being scrutinized or put in jeopardy because of the political climate. The administration has not been sworn in yet, and people are already forming anti-whatever groups, and they're already mobilizing to dismantle laws and privileges and rights that have already been put in place for these certain marginalized groups that I'm talking about. I have to continue to wet my whistle because I got to make sure that I'm heard loud and clear. Because I'm getting ready to segue into the topic of the week. But because we're on the mental wellness segment and I'm combining this segment with my self-care management, all of this is an amalgamation of my current mood right now. I'm happy. I'm 40. I'm beautiful. You see my melanation. You see all this glow projecting from me through this camera right now to your device that you're watching me on. You see all of this. But I get frustrated too. And I get even more frustrated when I feel like the group that I represent or the group that I'm within is being put in jeopardy because of the political shift in the world. It's already bad enough that it's something going on in one part of the continent, one part of each continent on this globe, but let's not make it any worse. Let's not. Now, usually when I give you my problem, I give you a solution to it. My rational solution to my problem that I just illustrated would say continued prayer. It would be continued prayer. But I fear that continued prayer won't be enough. So I need to really continue my plan of action and my mobilization within my community to make sure that my community stays strong for the fight that we're getting ready to endure, even deeper, even more meaningful fight that we're getting ready to endure come next year. I want to make sure that I stay well connected and keep my audience very aware of what's going on surrounding this political shift right now. Because I personally feel, me personally, sitting here as a openly black gay man who lives with HIV, I personally feel that a lot of my livelihood will be put in jeopardy because of this. And that's kind of why I had to take a month, another reason why I had to take a month off. Not just for my little vacation and then me being sick, yeah, whatever. But I have to reflect on some things. This is the 12th month of the year. We're getting ready to come to a close. We know what 2025 is going to bring. It's time for us not only to just galvanize as a collective and be mobilized, but we need to mobilize individually too. Every individual household that happens to watch this, that might be thinking about 2025 and beyond and what that means for your household, it's time for each and every one of these households that's watching this episode to galvanize within their house. Families need to become stronger. Households need to become stronger. Head of household need to become stronger. The weakness has got to be faded because strength has got to be built. We got to build our strength back up because we are in for a very momentous fight come next year. And me being who I am and me sitting on this camera and before you and telling you that I'm an openly proud black gay man living with HIV, a lot of that I just said is kind of being threatened. All right, y'all, don't be weird. That's another thing that's been kind of upsetting me, but we'll get into that later. Weird energy, all this weird. It's one thing to want to talk, like to be quirky, but it's another thing to be kind of weird and like come off weird. And it's just, I don't know. It's just hard to describe this weird energy that I've been engulfed in, but ugh. Yes, you guessed it. You already know that December 1st is a global occurrence. December 1st of every year is World AIDS Day. I want to say since 1995. Since 1995, December 1st has been marked as a World AIDS Day observance globally. So you already know that even if work, because today is Sunday, usually I do my episodes on Fridays. I was going to do a special World AIDS Day episode. I'm going to do that every year. Every season that I do a episode, every season that I do my show, come December 1st, what day of the week it's on, I'm going to always have a World AIDS Day episode. Because you got to understand, I've lived with HIV for the last 15 years. I remember the month, the day, and the year, and the time, and the person who tested me, and everything that happened on that day, from me needing a second test because I was delusional, to me not going home that night, me going over to a friend's house and spending the night over there because I needed comfort. Like, I remember everything like it's the back of my hand, but I always spend World AIDS Day because this is a serious matter for me. Now, I might joke about everything else, but when it comes to my livelihood and when it comes to my well-being and my health, I take that very serious. And HIV is a part of my health care regimen. My health care regimen. So HIV will always be discussed, me being a public health professional. So, yes, today is December 1st, 2024. Today marks another year of World AIDS Day. Yes, I am wearing my very, very favorite hoodie. I had to get a red one specifically to wear on World AIDS Day every year. But kudos to Linton Walker Jr. I don't know if you ever watch my episodes or if you ever chime in or if you'll ever see this, but kudos to you. Kudos to you and everything that you stand for. Kudos to you being one of the first people that I've seen be courageous about their HIV status. Kudos to you for going into business and making this your business. Because everybody wears the HIV Lives Matter hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, sweatshirts, you name it. Like, we are wearing it out here. More than just people who live with HIV, it's so many allies that wear HIV Lives Matter paraphernalia. It's unbelievable, yet it's beautiful. It really is how the HIV Lives Matter movement actually became a movement. It really is. So kudos to you, Linton Walker Jr. I don't know if you're watching. I don't know if you're taking a social media hiatus, but you get all the praise for making this your initiative. And you're unapologetically positive or unapologetically pause. He has a new line in addition to this. Kudos to everything that you're doing. You know, I give credit where credit is due. I'm not an evil bitch. I am going to give you credit where credit is due. Even though most people don't give me too much credit for the work I've done or the work that I'm currently doing. However, everything that I'm doing right now is definitely going to pay off in the long run. I have enough buy-in for the show. My right hand is itching, so I think I'm getting ready to get a paycheck from somebody. I'm finna check my bank account after I log off of this. Once I close this show out, I think I got some money in my bank account because yesterday my left hand was itching and today now my right hand. So I'm like, I haven't checked my bank account in a while. Let me check my bank statement because I might have some money in there. Because it's nothing, because every time my hand itch, Nana, thank you, Nana. Every time my hand itch, I always got money somewhere, either coming or being deposited or already on my bank account. So I'll check my bank statement afterwards. And if it is the money on there and it's 24 days to to Christmas, Baby, this water's so good. That's why I have to keep wetting my whistle, because that water is so purified and very demure. But I'm making sure that I'm not skipping over anything, so I got to look over my shoulder. But today's episode is specifically titled World AIDS Day 2024, A Time to Reflect and Reactivate. That's my title. That's because I already know the CDC comes out every year with HIV.gov, CDC. They always come out with a theme for World AIDS Day, but this is my theme because this is my personal journey. This is my personal HIV journey. And World AIDS Day could not fall on a better day throughout. Don't be messing up over here. All right, you messing up. I love when all the mistakes happen on camera because y'all can see what I go through over here as my one-man show. I'm trying to make my one-man show successful, and it is definitely a one-man show. But like I was saying, World AIDS Day couldn't fall on a better day at a better time of year but December 1st every year, because December is the 12th month of the year, it's the last month of the year, and it's always, I personally, being HIV positive the last 15 years, every year for the last 15 years, I use World AIDS Day as a time to reflect, or reactivate, or rejuvenate, or recharge. This year is very crucial based on what I said in the mental wellness segment, the wellness check segment. This year, World AIDS Day, I'm reflecting and I'm reactivating, and it's very, very crucial that I do both simultaneously because just like I said, Project 2025 is looking to dismantle everything LGBTQ, including the HIV community and the HIV agenda. So, yes, am I scared? A little. I've never been frightened as much as I've been frightened now because me being a 40-year-old grown man who lives with HIV, who's been able to take care of myself for many, many years, ask my grandmother, ask my mother, ask my dad. I'm very, very self-sufficient when it comes to me, myself, and I. And I don't really reach out for phone calls and be on the phone. Nana, can you? Mama, can you? Daddy, can you? I'm not doing all of that. I'm too old for that. And in my headspace, my mental is if I don't got it, I don't got it. And if I don't got it, it's something that I'm not supposed to have. I'm not going to beg my mom and my dad to get me things. Even though the help is there and the opportunity is there, I'm not going to be on the phone with people asking them for things. So if I don't have it, I don't have it. But I've never been as afraid and as on the edge of my seat as I am now. Not literally now, but I'm on the edge of my seat right now. Yes, this is the 12th month of the year. Everybody is geared up to be in the Christmas and the New Year's spirit, but we're also in the spirit of biting our nails, sitting on the edge of our seat. Like, we're really trying to make Christmas 2024 memorable. A lot of us are, including those who've lost family members at Christmas, like myself. But right now, it's so hard to think about December 25th when you're thinking about January 20th of next year and what that entails and what comes with that. You know, this new administration is trying to eliminate the entire LGBTQ existence. Now, and I want to be careful what I say when I say my next statement as well, because it's true, but I don't want to come off like I'm self-centered in this situation. And I'm like, me. I'm not doing that. But I did receive an email from my pastor maybe a month or two ago. And in the email, it was very long. I read it word for word verbatim. Of course, this is DeAndre Morris Jr. you're talking about. So, yes, I'm going to read everything. Glasses on and everything. And I got down to the LGBTQ ministry portion of the email, and he, loud and clear, stated that before he was making the LGBTQ ministry a priority of the church, and he said he won't be doing that anymore. Like, he's going to eliminate the whole LGBTQ ministry as priority. Listen to my words now, because I'm not misconstruing anything. I read the email twice, actually, including the LGBTQ ministry portion. I had to read it twice because, number one, I'm a part of the LGBTQ ministry. Well, I'm an LGBTQ person, period. Like, every single day, 7 days a week of my life, 365 days a year, 366 during the leap year, I am LGBTQ. But reading something like that from a man that I actually find profound, I actually follow, I actually take lessons and study after, says that he doesn't want to keep, or he doesn't want to continue making the LGBTQ ministry within the church priority. Now, a lot of other LGBTQ people have been talking about this. They've been buzzing about this. Me, on the other hand, I read it. I have not conferred with my pastor about it, but I will. But I read it in the perspective of my pastor is looking to protect every single individual in his congregation, not just LGBTQ people. He got a little bit of everybody in the church congregation. He talks about it every week. You know, we got our weed smokers. We got people who drink a little bit. We got people who club every weekend. We got people who don't pay their tithes. And we got people who pay too much on their tithes. We got every walk of life. We got women, men, children, LGBTQ, elderly, adolescent. We got a little bit of everybody in our church. And I read the email from the perspective of this man is trying to protect every single person in the church. And he fears that keeping LGBTQ people, the LGBTQ initiative, keeping that priority in the church would do more damage to the church than it would do more help. It will harm the church more than it'll help the church. And if that's his perspective, I agree with that. Because just like I said, this new administration is looking to dismantle everything LGBTQ, including faith-based organizations that are LGBTQ priority. So that's the perspective that I took from the email. Now, I will, like I said, I will be conferring with him about it soon. But the perspective and the open-mindedness that I'm going into the meeting with him with is exactly what I just said. Now, if he tells me that, then I totally agree with that. Because you're going to have to be a vessel. Every pastor, every minister, every reverend has got to be a vessel for their congregation. Not just a segment of their congregants. Everybody in the sanctuary has to be protected. So I totally agree with that. Again, we will be talking, and I'll follow up with you on what that conversation entailed, depending on the details that I get. Because, you know, like I say, I don't want to ever sit on my platform and try to put anybody's likeness or anybody's character in jeopardy. I never want to do that. But also keep in mind, and somebody actually told me this, and I'm glad that I have conversations with the people that I have conversations with. My experience is mine. If that includes my mom, my dad, my grandmother, my grandfather, my uncle, cousin, whatever, my experience and my account of that experience is my own. Even if that includes mom and dad, even if that includes grandma, even if that includes cousin, it's mine. Now, I'm always respectful with the likeness and character of other people, but do know that if I write a book, I am going to tell it all. If I do get a nationally syndicated talk show, not if, when that happens, I am going to tell it all. I am a mental health broadcast. And if we're going to speak on mental health, we're going to have to get those skeletons out of the closet from when you were 10 years old. I don't mind sitting here at my 40-year-old self talking about me at 8. Because it puts everything into perspective with this show. If I have to talk about something that I endured at 6 years old that I can call a clear account of, I'm going to talk about that 6-year-old experience. Because it's going to bring full accountability and full justification to everything that's being discussed here every week, as your mental health matters. So I know what I'm doing. But see, I done got off on a tangent now, and we're talking about World AIDS Day. But I said all that to say, because like I say, everything that I discuss in every segment of the show is going to come full circle by the end of the episode. But I say all that to say, I fear right now, I feel like I'm being forgotten about. I do a whole live broadcast on YouTube. And I do fear that I'm being forgotten about because I'm not in certain social circles, or I'm not on certain social media platforms, so I'm being forgotten about. That's fine. But when my likeness and my livelihood is being forgotten about, that's a problem to me. Like if there's a situation where I'm a part of a population that's trying to be erased off the face of the earth, or the whole agenda for that population is trying to be erased, I have a problem with that. You can forget about me, but just don't erase what I've done over the last 40 years. Because I've put a lot of hard dedication, hard work, drive, and commitment towards a lot of things in my community. So I'm not going to allow people to just forget about me, nor erase my likeness, because I've done a lot. I've inspired a lot of people. I've grown a lot. I don't care what you've heard about people, and I know this is trying to sound like a testimony, but for those of you who watch this episode and know me personally, I don't care what you hear from other people behind my back. If you didn't hear it from the horse's mouth, yes, I'm the horse. I'm the horse. I'm that disco horse that you saw on the cover of Beyonce's the Renaissance album. That was me. I'm the horse. If you didn't hear it from the horse, you shouldn't be believing it. Now, I know I was joking when I said that, but I'm serious. If you didn't hear it from me and my account and my experience, if you hear something from some spiteful ass person behind my back just because they're spiteful of me, you didn't hear the truth. I need to take another swig on that. I love this show because I can get on a tangent and come right back to earth. And continue sipping my water. The water's good, though. You never realize, when you get older, you never realize how good water is to you. I remember a time in my life, I did not drink no water. Ask my grandmother. I would watch her make a whole pitcher of Kool-Aid in the kitchen and will drink half of the pitcher and tell her that somebody else drunk it. Who drank half the Kool-Aid? Oh, my Uncle Mark, he came in. He had like 2 glasses. Michael came in after him and had 2 glasses behind him, being spiteful. But I love water. I love how it hydrates you. I love that it's the refreshment of the earth. Nature's Kool-Aid is water. And I love water. But getting back on topic, I don't want to be forgotten about. I really do. I really do want to be somebody who's always remembered, since we're talking about World AIDS Day 2024, a time to reflect and reactivate. My reflection is everything that I've endured over the last 15 years. I remember that day on January 31st, 2009 at 4 o'clock p.m. at, was it Rustin's Place? Or Williams and Associates in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm always going to give y'all a kudos. I'm always going to shout y'all out. I don't know if Mr. E-Rise and Mr. Green is watching this, but I'm always going to shout y'all out. I'm always going to give y'all your flowers, because you too deserve it for the work that you've done in St. Louis and the 11 years that you've allowed me to work with you in St. Louis. That has added to my now 20 years of service within the public health / HIV AIDS realm. I remember that look of disappointment on my face after I received the first test. Yes, I did say first test because I did get tested again that same day. The look of disappointment on my face, no, the look of shock on my face after the first test. Since we're talking about reflection, then I was asked to be tested a second time, and the look of disappointment on my face after the second test. And I was like, yeah, this is going to have to be my reality. I never in a million years would have expected me testing positive for HIV. I never, ever would have put that on my bingo card, ever. I would have never wrote that on my resume. Like, oh, I'm HIV positive. I would have never, even though I don't. However, I have put that I'm HIV positive in a few cover letters that I've sent out to different jobs here. And the reception that I've received from it has been phenomenal. So I really do appreciate the state of Minnesota for acknowledging, people who live with HIV. I'm talking about the country. I'm talking about the political shift that's getting ready to happen next year and what's going to happen behind that political shift. A lot of people are already gearing up to forget about people living with HIV. Here in Minnesota, 2 HIV service organizations have closed down completely like this. And there is nobody wants to do anything about it. Nobody. Nobody wants to take action. Nobody wants to step up to the plate and say, hey, we need to stop these HIV service organizations in this state from closing down. People don't care. People don't care. And it's sad and it's alarming at the same time how HIV service organizations are closing down left and right like this, like running water. And it's really mind-boggling, the reception that this is receiving. Like, they don't give a damn. You know, it's too many people living with HIV in the country anyway. They need to figure it out. That's the attitude right now. We're closing 2 organizations in the state of Minnesota. Oh, well, those people who receive services at those 2 organizations, they need to go find them some other resources and services like that. And it's really alarming that that's the attitude in the climate right now. You know, me being somebody who's lived with HIV for the last 15 years and proud to sit here and say that, I've lived with HIV for the last 15 years and have been able to successfully take care of myself. It's alarming that there may be a time that I might not be able, it might be a chance I might not be able to take care of myself come next year. So yeah, it's a lot of talk, it's a lot of mobilization conversations happening with HIV service organizations and LGBTQ organizations across the country. I'm a part of a lot of those calls. I know what's being discussed. I know what's being talked about. I know the plan of action that we as LGBTQ people are trying to do, but let's see what it's being met with. Because do know this is us, the LGBTQ community, but this is the new administration right here. Let's see what happens. Let's see what type of friction will be caused because of this. That's what I fear. And that's what a lot of people fear that I've had conversations with. Since we're doing some reflection, I want to reflect on the blood, sweat, and tears that I put in the work. Now, meanwhile, I've been doing the work for 20 years and only been positive for 15. So I've been doing the work for 5 years before I even found out I was positive. But me finding out that I'm HIV positive 5 years into the work just ignited a bigger flame up under me. And I say, yeah, I have a purpose to really be doing this HIV/AIDS work for my community. But I fear that it might come a time, as of next year, that I might not be able to do the work. And a lot of other successful people who have got their footing in the realm of HIV/AIDS, who have really got their place and have grown. They started off as community outreach workers, and now they're directors of whole departments within the HIV/AIDS realm. What about those people? You got to think, this is really going to affect a lot of folks in this new administration. But me, sitting as a proud HIV Lives Matter person, me sitting here with HIV, me sitting here reflecting on yet another World AIDS Day observance, I feel blessed. I almost said I feel whole, but I don't. I really don't feel whole. I feel like a part of me is missing, and a part of me, like the part of me that I have now, is trying to find that other part of me that's missing. That's what I'm feeling like right now. Because I feel like I'm sitting here before you, but I feel like a part of me is missing, and I need to go look for that part so I could feel whole. And until I know what this new political shift is going to bring for the LGBTQ community, for the HIV positive community, for healthcare in general, a part of me is always going to be missing. However, it's easy for me to sit here and do this broadcast with you and comment on your comment, like respond to your comments and read your emails. And this is easy. This is what I need to be doing to keep my brain productive and keep my brain focused on what really matters and who really matters and why they matter. A time to reflect on me being a public health professional in the HIV/AIDS realm for the last 20 years and traveled the world, met so many phenomenal, profound individuals, both HIV positive and HIV negative, people who I still keep in touch with right now, who actually helped me through this journey. This journey has been very hard to do by yourself, and it's always good to have a tribe, have a team of people who will rally around you when times get bad. You know, HIV is not the easiest virus to live with. You know, take it from me, you know, being able to take care of myself for as long as I have, and having to find my tribe and having to find people that I trust, and, you know, being on the phone with these people late nights, and, you know, somebody who is really close to me who talked me off a suicide ledge because I was newly diagnosed and didn't know how to deal with it. Didn't know how to date other people. Didn't know how to pursue relationships with other people as an HIV positive individual. Somebody had to talk me off a suicide ledge at 3 in the morning. So I will tell you the last 15 years of me being positive have been something. Just in my interpersonal life. The last 20 years of me being a professional has been mind-boggling. It has been thought-provoking. I've learned a lot at a lot of the workshops and conferences and summits that I've been to around the world. Been able to do international AIDS conferences in different countries, and been all over this country in different settings and sat at different tables. I really enjoyed the last 20 years of my life in the HIV/AIDS realm as a professional, as a public health professional, has been very, very rewarding, very, very demure, very, very challenging, but very, very beautiful. It has brought a lot of joy to my life, just being able to sit here before you and think about everything that I've did over the last 20 years in this field, the last 15 years as an HIV positive person. And that thinking about that brings joy to my heart. You know, I had to catch my composure because I was almost finna tear up over here. I was almost getting watery-eyed over here. But I have to keep my composure with you all. I do not want to be over here just boo-hooing, because there is a lot of heavy stuff that I discuss every week, and some of the stuff may bring a tear to your eye, but that's okay. I just don't want to be over here ugly crying. But in the thought of reactivation, now the reason why I'm saying this is a time to reflect over me being positive for the last 15 years, and now it's time for me to reactivate, because I feel like I've been relaxing on my morals a lot. I feel like I have been really lackadaisical with the HIV thing. Everybody knows I lost my job June of 2023. I have been very public about that. I don't care what, I almost said something. I don't care what person has come. If you're watching this episode and you didn't heard, oh, he didn't got fired, I've been told you that. As a matter of fact, look at me going on a tangent again. As a matter of fact, I want you, if you're watching this episode and somebody has come to you behind my back, knowing they trying to gossip, but they come to you behind my back telling you that I got fired a year ago, I want you to show them this part of this episode on your YouTube and tell them, we already knew that. Hold your phone up loud and clear to their face and show them, DeAndre has already told us that he got fired last year. We already know this. You trying to come in my ear and gossip about DeAndre behind my back over some bullshit that I don't even want to gossip about. But let me get back on topic, because see, I get off topic and I get on tangents and I get to getting upset. I don't want to upset myself. Fix my cell phone up. But back on topic, it's time for me to reactivate again. Because I've always been active. I've always been a ready to go type person. I've always been just a go-to type of person. I don't know why I'm doing the Donald Trump dance right now, but I need to stop that. But I have really been lazy. And it's okay for me to say that, but better not nobody else call me lazy. But yes, I'm taking accountability for my laziness. Because I've kind of been, ever since I lost my job last year, the last job I had in the HIV AIDS realm, I just been kind of lazy with the work. But every year when December 1st rolls around, I always get rejuvenated again. Because I'm like, it's another World AIDS Day observance. Here's another December 1st that I'm alive and I'm well. I've been living with HIV for 15 years now. I've been on Earth celebrating 15 different World AIDS Day observances. I should pat myself on the back. I should give myself joy. I should make myself happy just by saying these things out loud. And my reactivation is this episode. Right after this episode, I'm going to feel that not only I've sat and I talked to my audience about this, but it's time for me to go back to the public. 2025 has got to be a different year. But the only way I'm going to make sure that it's a different year for me under this Project 2025 initiative is if I reactivate myself and put my plan of action into full force. Because all it takes is one fire to start a huge flame. And I want to be that little spark. I want to be that little spark that's going to light the whole barbecue grill. You know, when your granddaddy and your uncle used to light the barbecue grill and they took a piece of newspaper and rolled it up and lit it, and I want to be that little piece of newspaper, that little lit piece of newspaper to light the entire grill. It's time to reactivate. Anybody who's watching this episode who is HIV positive, 2 things I want to tell you. Number 1, it doesn't matter if you're newly diagnosed or if you've been living with it for a few years, there's always hope. And there's always help. And there's always connectivity. And there's always community for us. So please do not be afraid. And I'm being very serious right now. Please do not be afraid to research any resources or services in your area that relate to HIV. There are HIV support groups. There's HIV helplines. Please do not feel that you are HIV positive and suffering with this alone. You're not. You're not alone in this. It's over, I want to say 31 million is a big number though. With 6 billion, it's 7 billion people in the world. The last number I got was 31 million people are currently living with HIV. That's a large number. But it's a community. It's a community of people that will help you dismantle all of the thoughts and the negative thinking that you have in your head about being HIV positive. So yes, my brother, yes, my sister, or those who classify otherwise, yes, there is help and there is hope for you. Please do not be afraid to email me. If you don't know how to navigate the resources in your city, please do not be afraid to email me. I do not have a problem with sending out resources or helping people in other states. I've helped people in maybe 5, 6 different states in this country. I live in one state, but I'm able to help 6 different people in 6 different states with resources. Yes, I am a wealth of knowledge, and I know people, places, and things in this country. So please, if you are watching this and you are living with HIV, whether you're suffering in silence or whether you feel confident to say it out loud at the mountaintop, there is a community for you. I'm your community. You do have people around you that are your community. Please do not be afraid to utilize that. And the second thing that I want to tell people living with HIV is this. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be nervous and sitting on the edge of your seat for this Project 2025. It's okay because, like I just expressed, I'm sitting on the edge of my seat as well. I don't know what this Project 2025 is going to mean for me and my livelihood. I don't know what it's going to mean for me taking care of myself. But again, there is hope, especially when you have faith. If you keep your faith and you keep that hope, you shouldn't go astray. And just like I said on my November 8th episode a month ago, everybody who's watching this episode who cast a ballot on November 5th, 2024, you didn't vote in fear. You voted in faith. So because you voted in faith and we got the administration that we got, that our role was purposeful. And we got the cabinet and we see he's building the cabinet that he's building. Keep your hope. Keep your faith. Keep your love. Keep your motivation. Keep your devotion. Keep your strength. You're strong right now. Keep that. You are living with HIV. I'm living with HIV as well. But you see how strong I am. I have a whole YouTube channel with a whole broadcast that I come to you with every week. I come to you on a very globally recognized platform, which is YouTube. Anybody can watch this. And I have no fear in my heart sitting here on my YouTube channel before you telling you my name is DeAndre Morris Jr. and I am HIV positive. If I could say that, that doesn't mean that you have to. But never, ever, ever feel that you're in fear when you're walking by faith. This is a time for everybody who is living with HIV to reflect and reactivate their cells. This is a time to really sit down with yourself and think, what am I going to do moving forward? Now, this is specifically for my HIV community, my HIV positive people. What am I going to do? I know I have appointments every 6 months. I know I have medication that I have to make sure I get every 30 days. I know I have medication that I got to make sure I take every day. I know I need to see my infectious disease doctor. I know these things. But these things may change as of next year. It's time for us as the HIV positive community to not only shout that your lives matter, because they do, but your plan matters. Your plan of action matters. Your reactivation matters. Your reflection matters. Everything that you have been doing as an HIV positive individual, it matters. It really does. And I don't ever want you to forget who you are and whose you are. Yeah, you're living with HIV, but you have been created by the Most High. Never forget that. You are somebody who have been walking in stride all this time. You are somebody who you may not be watching this episode and want to come out public with your HIV status, but you're watching this episode, which is a start. And I'm here to remind you that you matter. I really am. I love when I go on tangents. I really didn't want to hold you long, but I felt like this special World AIDS Day episode was needed, and I needed a time to reflect on everything that I've done within this field without becoming boo-hooey, Because, baby, my eyes is getting wet over here a little bit. I'm like, where my Kleenex at? I still got my box of Kleenex right here ready to grab. But not only reflect, but to reactivate. It's time for us to get up off our asses, and it's time for us to really put our plan of action into work. It's time for us to really get a memo pad and write out everything that I do as an HIV positive individual, everything that I do that's a part of my self-care regimen, that's a part of my healthcare routine, what may need to be done differently. It's time for us to start thinking about things like that now. It really is. On this World AIDS Day observance. Now, today's episode almost ended up being 85% of people, they don't use condoms. Well, 55% of people do, but they may test. It was almost that. I'm like, no, I don't need today's World AIDS Day episode to be that. Because I don't want clinical jargon and statistics to go over your head today. We really need to talk about what matters. And the two things that really matter on this World AIDS Day is reflection, not only on your life, but everybody who we've lost because of or due to AIDS related complications, and reactivation in our fight to continue to win this fight with HIV. We're still looking to get down to zero by 2030. It's only 2024. We still are in the fight. Zero infections by 2030, because we don't need no more new infections. I literally just said 31 million people around the world live with HIV. That's a large number when you think that it's only 7 billion people in the world. So that's just me putting things into perspective on this World AIDS Day. Next episode will be Friday, December 6th. We will be getting back on track. I usually do episodes on Fridays at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. The next episode will be Friday, December 6th, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. I promise it will be on Friday. I promise we'll be getting back to a regular schedule programming. But like I said, today had to be done. Today is World AIDS Day. World AIDS Day is one of my favorite observances ever since living with HIV. Every World AIDS Day will be a similar episode like this. I'm actually glad that I held my composure and I didn't have to reach for a Kleenex, because when I think about World AIDS Day and all the reflection that I do over the past 15 years and all the reflection that I've done over the work that I've done in the last 20 years, it can bring a boo-hoo to my eye. It can bring joy, tears of joy to my eyes. But I'm glad that I kept my composure, because I don't want you all to be crying because I'm crying. But next episode is on December 6th, Friday, December 6th, in the year of our Lord 2024 at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. The closing gem for today is what is happening? See? There we go. See? I've been having to do all this stuff. I told you I'm a one-man production over here. But my closing gem is simply this. And I mean this more than anything. Now, let me keep the Kleenex close. Please remember to love your neighbor. And I don't mean just your next door neighbor or the neighbor that's in the apartment next to you. I mean, really, because I'm saying this from a very genuine place in my heart right now. Because at times I don't feel like I'm getting enough love, But maybe it's because I'm not loving on enough people. So, yes, I do feel like the love is lacking in my life right now from friends, family, and loved ones. Like, family is not giving love right now. Friends are not giving love right now to me. Loved ones who I love on tremendously to the moon and back, they're not giving me love right now. But I sit here really saying from a genuine place in my heart, love on your neighbor. Love on your mom. Love on your dad. Love on your grandma, your grandpa. Love on your friends. Love on your loved ones. And most importantly, love on you. Now, notice my screen says love on your neighbor more. I'm not saying that you're not loving your neighbor or your friends, family, and loved ones, but I'm saying love on them more. Not only do you love on others, but love on yourself more. Wake up and look in the mirror and tell yourself that you're beautiful. Tell yourself, I am worthy. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I am enough. Hell, wake up and wrap your arms around yourself sometime. Open your eyes and thank God that He granted you another day to grace His God's green earth. Love on you more. We need more love in this country. We really do. You know, I had to bring the Kleenex close. I don't know what I was about to do in that closing gym moment, but we really do need more love. I know it sounds so cliche and it sounds so corny, but we need more love. It's way too much hate on television. It's way too much hate on TV series, movies, the media, social media. Way too much hate is being promoted right now. We need to love ourselves. We need to love on other people. Pick up the phone and call your cousin randomly and just say, you know what, cousin, I love you. And I would never take it back. Pick up the phone and call your mom and tell your mom, I love you, mom, and I would never take it back. If you have loved ones that have passed on, go visit them at their grave site when you can. And just on their tombstone. Just go see your people. Love more. Live more. Be more friendlier. Because we really, really need it in this country right now. I have been DeAndre Morris Jr. This has been your Mental Health Matters, staying mentally aware. Where here we discuss mental health on a whole new level. Love. That's what we really need. I know I sound corny right now, but we really, really need more love. We do. We really need to just, we really need more love. We need more hugs. We need more kisses on the cheek. We need more pats on the back. We need more of that. We really do. And not just because it's December and Christmas is in 24 days. We need love, period. Even after Christmas. I need your attitudes to be lovable, period. After Christmas, during the inauguration, in February, in March, we need more love. And before I close out, it's always me telling you I have no shame in being HIV positive. We're going to rise up to HIV, as my screen says. I love how this is. I love it. I love me. I love being HIV positive. It took a while for me to say that out my mouth, but it's been 15 years and it's become second nature to me. There is no shame in what I do. There is no shame in how I move in this world. There is no shame at the people that I meet, the places that I go, or the things that I see. I have no shame in living with HIV. I love you all. As I always say when I close out, protect your peace by any means necessary and do nothing without intention. If you know somebody who's HIV positive, go give them a hug. Just go randomly give them a hug. You know somebody who's HIV positive right now, pick up the phone after this episode and text that person. I love you. Tell that person Happy World AIDS Day. You matter. FaceTime that person. Tell that person you matter. Yes, you're HIV positive and you're my friend. You're my special person. Let somebody know who is living with HIV that you love them. And on that note, before I do get a little emotional, before I do get a little testy, I'm going to end it there. I love you all. Again, I have been DeAndre Morris Jr. Thank you for joining me on another installment on your mental health matters, staying mentally aware, where here we discuss mental health on a whole new level. Don't shame people who live with HIV. That's my second closing gem. I will see you all December 6th. Bye.